So my wife and I went to some friend's house for a dinner party the other day, and right in the middle of dinner, this couple gets in a knockdown, drag-out fight. I'm telling you, it was pretty serious. It was uncomfortable enough to where I was looking at my wife and we were kind of giving each other that nod, like, should we stay or should we just go? And obviously they ended up, repairing things, and we were able to kind of finish dinner. And later on during the night, my buddy comes to me and he's kind of apologizing, like, hey, sorry, we had words. But everybody fights like that, right? And I was like, no, not everybody doesn't fight like that, actually, man. You guys were pretty intense there. And so he asked me, he's like, well, you're a psychologist, when do you need to go to counseling? And it's funny that he asked that, because that's actually a question that I get a lot from people. That's a question that a lot of married couples have. Everybody has issues. How do we know if the issues are bad enough to yield the idea that we need to go to therapy? It's a great question, and that's what I want to help you guys think through today. The first thing I want to say is most couples just wait too long. And that's the general rule, is they don't get in the therapy office soon enough to actually address the issues, and they build all this resentment to the point that once you get in therapy, you're working through years, sometimes decades of issues. And my encouragement to you is don't do that, right? Go earlier, not later. And here's the beauty part. It's the cool part. It actually works. Like, marriage therapy actually works. Studies show that around 70% of couples who go to therapy found it to be very effective. The ones that don't find it effective, here's just my bias in it, I think that has a lot more to do with where they're at as individuals and as a couple than it is on whether or not therapy works. So what are some specific things you can look for? The warning signs to say, okay, Mike, what do I need to look for to say, if we're going through this, I definitely need to call a counselor? Number one, you're having frequent or intense arguments. Frequent or intense arguments. Look, everybody argues, right? I get that. But if this becomes a lifestyle, if this is the way you guys are living, if it's the way you solve problems, that's an issue. And the counselor, the therapist, is going to teach you how to essentially fight fair. That's No one wants to take away your ability to talk through problems. We just want to help you fight fair. Number two, is there a lack of healthy communication? Just because you're not fighting doesn't mean you're communicating well, right? Sometimes communication is just so shut down that people have closed themselves off and built these massive walls with one another. I'll tell you one thing, as a marriage therapist, when I have a couple comes in and they are sitting next to each other and they don't have much emotion for each other and they're not talking much and they're just sort of flat, I know that's going to be a lot harder. That's going to be a lot harder for me than the couple that comes in arguing with passion, because the people that are just totally shut down, they're past that point of even being emotional. Like, you don't even mean enough to me right now to actually get emotional. That's an issue. If that's going on in your marriage, get to a therapist immediately. Number three, there are trust issues. Look, trust is a crucial factor in any relationship. And if it's broken, that broken trust can bring insecurity, doubt, stress. Now, trust problems can stem from past personal experiences. This can be from something that you experienced way before you ever met your spouse, or it can be from something that happens right here, right now. And so, we're talking about financial betrayal, sexual betrayals, and really, honestly, just betrayal in general. Sometimes people just lie. And if you lie for long enough, that constant lying will erode any trust that your spouse will have in you. One more thing I want to point out here, a lot of times people just want to get through betrayal, especially if you're like the offender, like I betrayed you. If you've not done the hard work of grieving a betrayal, I promise you, it is still lurking down underneath the surface, and it's dramatically impacting the quality of your marriage. You had an affair, you spent a bunch of money, what doesn't matter? If you haven't fully addressed that, I promise you, going to counseling is going to help you have the marriage that you want. And then finally, and this is a big one, you need to get in therapy if there's a lack of sexual intimacy in your marriage. Sex is a gift from God. No, the men that are watching did not pay me to say this. Sex is a gift from God. And we're all sexual beings. And some people feel like they're just not sexual. I get that a lot in the therapy office. I lost it. I just don't have libido, and it's been years. And my professional opinion on this is really simple. If you don't have a sex drive of some sort, it's very likely that it's a result of unresolved problems from your past. And this can be unresolved hurts from a relationship you're currently in, but it could be from stuff that you went through in a previous relationship. It could be from stuff even you went through in your family of origin. But the bottom line, if you're in a sexless marriage, it's time to go to marriage counseling. And your therapist, look, they're going to know what to do to help you both regain a physical and intimate connection. All right. My final encouragement to you is this: just don't wait. If any of those things are going on in your marriage, don't wait. Get in counseling as soon as possible. And I promise you, if you just give it your best shot, you're going to end up having the marriage you've always wanted.
Hey friends, we really hope you're enjoying the marriage conversations here on our A Better Us YouTube channel.
We have hundreds of more helpful marriage videos designed to give you hope and tools to make your marriage even better.
Right. And you can see just a few options we think you might like here and here. So keep exploring.
Oh, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here so you don't miss out on all the great marriage help we have coming your way all the time.